What's going on, Fantasy World? It's your boy Soup coming to you live with our episode of second year breakouts for the year 2024. That's right, man. Those players that played in their rookie years that had decent to little opportunities last year, but have a ton of wealth in fantasy football drafts. And we're talking about guys who really didn't do too much in that first year, but are coming back in their second year. And when I say a high ceiling, I mean a high ceiling. We're going to start off with two quarterbacks first. And the first one off the board that we could think of is Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson got hurt last year in week 4. It was a shoulder clavicle injury. Him trying to do too much, them putting him into goal line situations where he's running the ball. Rookie, figuring since I ran the ball so much in college, I can do it in NFL, man. It is not that. Ended up getting hurt and not returning all year long, man. So this is basically his rookie year. But he is coming into his second year in the NFL, man. And when I say the ceiling is high, the ceiling is high. That offensive line over in Indianapolis is astounding, man. Top 5 offensive line. You got Jonathan Taylor running the ball. That's going to be taking the eyes off Anthony Richardson. Them concentrating on Taylor. I see this guy doing a lot of bootlegs, man. A lot of short passes. If it's not there, he's going to be running the ball. He has a ton of value in leagues where you get 4 points for passing touchdowns, 6 points for running touchdowns. I see 1,000 yards rushing from this guy this year, 800 to 1,000 yards, and he's definitely going to get you 10 TDs on the ground, let alone 15 to 20 through the air, man. Anthony Richards is a must grab. Right now, he's going 5th quarterback overall right now, man, and that's a perfect place for him. Just this last week, I watched the ESPN draft where all the guys with Scheffner and Stephania Bell, Field Yates, you name it. Man, those guys were drafting, and Anthony Richard was the first quarterback off the board in the 4th round. I'm telling you now, man, if he's out there in that 4th round, y'all might want to go grab him 5th round. Anthony Richardson is going to be an animal. Our number 2 quarterback, sleeper this year, not even being drafted in drafts, and he is set up in a sweet situation. He's got 2 very viable running backs in Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears over in Tennessee. That's right, man. If DeAndre Hopkins can get healthy, you got route running, high topping Calvin Ridley. Man, that offense is set up for success. That's Will Levis. That's right. Will Levis is set up for a great year, sleeper year. He could end up being a top 10 quarterback. I know what you're thinking. Everybody's like, oh, no, Will Levis will. Listen, man, that guy looked good, especially at the end of the season, coming into a new season where the focal point is not Derrick Henry. But I believe that Will Levis is going to be slinging that rock. They're going to be down big. That defense is suspect over in Tennessee. They're going to have to throw. Let me tell you something, man. Go get you some Will Levis. He's going to be throwing up 300-yard games, 2 to 3 touchdowns a game. If you see him in your draft late, round 15, snatch him. You heard it from Hot Soup first. Now we're going to go over running backs that I think might have a breakout year in year 2. I got 4 for you. Number 1 off the board is going to be Chase Brown. Chase Brown was getting that work last year, especially on 3rd downs, man. Great pass catching back. He's explosive. He's everything you want in a running back. They did go out and get Zach Moss in the free agency. I believe we're going to be going into the season with Zach Moss and Chase Brown being more like a Tyjae Spears, Tony Pollard, 1A, 1B type running back, and whoever gets the hot hand, they're going to roll with. So grabbing Zach Moss would be important. I'm not saying it's not, man. That guy was a heck of a starter when he filled in for Jonathan Taylor over in Indianapolis. He's a great in between the tackles. He's not as good of a pass catcher as Chase Brown. However, these guys, man, both could put up big numbers in this offense. Joe Burrow is going to be going down the field, man. The linebackers are going to have to back up. You got to respect Joe Burrow. The running lanes are going to be wide open. Zach Moss, Chase Brown, he's going to have a breakout season. I see that guy, man, going in front of Moss later on in the season from week 8 on into the playoffs. Grab you some Chase Brown. Do not try to grab him higher than his ADP, however, because we just never know. Zach Moss could show up big in 2024. Our number 2 running back we want to go with, Roschon Johnson. I know nobody's drafting him, man. He's on the bench right now in all the leagues I've drafted. He is sitting on the waiver wire right now. Listen, I'm not saying go and grab Roschon Johnson in the 10th round. What I'm saying is he has a big potential to make a big splash, especially the injury-riddled DeAndre Swift. When was the last time DeAndre Swift played a full season? All right. Think about it. Okay, the Bears' offensive line is not as good as the Eagles' offensive line. DeAndre Swift holes are not going to be opening up like the Red Sea. Roschon Johnson, great in between the tackles, great pass catcher. I think that DeAndre Swift will end up getting injured. Roschon Johnson is going to fill that void. I watched him play against the Bucs live, man. The guy is the real deal. I would grab him late 15, round 16, maybe a filler for your bench, but hold on to him. He could be a gem going down into the playoffs in 2024. Our next running back, who did have a really, really decent season last year, but he was injury riddled and he was not what he could have been if he would not have been injured. That's Miami's running back, Devon Achane. Man, Devon is a home run hitter. He is a 80-yard touchdown guy waiting to happen on every touch. He did not need a lot of touches last year in order to get gobs of yards, touchdowns. The guy's efficiency was off the charts. He led the league in yards per touch last year. Listen, get that guy in your lineup. Wherever he's going in drafts right now, you need to pick him up there or even earlier, in my opinion. Devon Achane will have a huge year, young, fresh legs. Raheem Mostert is on his way down right now, and Achane is on his way up. If you see him out there, I grab him for your fantasy team. I've already grabbed him in 2 leagues, and I'm 5 leagues drafted in. It is what it is, man. You heard it from the soup. Our fourth running back, and I've already talked about him, was Tyjae Spears. That's right. Tony Pollard, he is a good running back. He is not a great running back, but he is a good running back. Tyjae Spears was showing life last year. Later on in that season, listen, man, even though they had Derrick Henry, he was still getting that work. Very efficient. Yards per catch, yards per route ran. The guy was 5.2 yards per carry, scoring touchdowns. I mean, you name it, he is a dynamic back. I understand why you bring Tony Pollard in. You got to have some type of depth. But in my opinion, Tyjae Spears will be over Tony Pollard by the end of the year. You heard it from the soup. He's used to that system already. Will Levis is used to him. He's used to passing to him. Quiet as kept, the guy had over 50 receptions last year. That's right. Nobody even knew. He is definitely going to be a monster in PPR. If you see Tyjae Spears out there late, you better pick him up for your fill-in running back on that bench. You heard it from the soup. Now we're going to go over our 4 receivers that I think may have big years this year coming off their rookie year. One guy who is coming into a great spot, but his hands have not been the best. If he can work on these hands, I think that he can be a big target for Justin Herbert over in LA. That's going to be Quinton Johnston. That's right. Quinton Johnston is a prototype receiver. The guy's huge, fast. The only thing we're lacking right now is the hands, man. He's dropping balls. It don't look good. I'm not saying he is, but he could definitely be a late filler in your draft this year, round 15, round 16, man. Pick him up. He's still out there. He's on waivers right now. I grab him. There is no more Keenan Allen. There is no more Mike Williams. All you got is Joshua Palmer and the rookie. I go with a second-year guy before I'm going with a rookie. Hey, man, you heard it from the soup. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback still. I don't see why we coming off of Herbert this year just because he doesn't have his pass catches that he's had in the past. Go grab you some Quinton Johnston, man. You heard it from the soup. My next receiver on the board, hey, this guy definitely is going to have a good year this year. He showed up last year as a rookie, but this year is going to be his breakout year over in Green Bay, Jayden Reed. Man, Jayden Reed has all the tools. And you know what I love best about Green Bay is they know how to develop receivers. They've been doing it for years. I've been watching them because I'm a Bears fan. Hello. Aaron Rodgers has been breaking us off with no-name receivers for an entire decade. That's right, or more. I'm a Bears fan. Y'all know I know, man. They over there developing receivers. They've been developing receivers. They've always been able to develop receivers. I don't know who that receiver coach is over there, man, but give him his props. Let me tell y'all something, man. Jayden Reed is going to be an animal, and you can get him late in your drafts. If you see him, you better go pick him up. Come back and thank me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you find Soup, man. Throw me a shout out, man. Soup, appreciate that Jayden Reed pick. We're going to be talking about it in week 4. Just watch. Yeah. Our next receiver on the board is going to be Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is destined for a breakout year. You got deep throwing Lamar Jackson. We know he got a hell of an arm, hell of a deep ball. Flowers is that guy to take the top off the defense. He had a great rookie season, but I think they're going to build on that in year number 2. If you see Zay Flowers out there, he is a great pick for his ADP. I get him, put him in your flex, and let him rock. And my last receiver we want to talk about is going to be George Pickens, man. George Pickens had a hell of a season. 1,000 yards receiving over there with Kenny Small Hands Pickett throwing him the ball. He now has an upgrade. Well, we think it's an upgrade in Russell Wilson. We're definitely not putting our heart and soul into Justin Fields. That guy is just not NFL ready. Justin Fields needs to go over to the CFL and play, maybe do some arena football, but NFL is just not for him, man. That guy cannot read a defense. He's scared to pull the trigger. I'm just saying, man. I dealt with Justin Fields for long enough, right? Glad we cut him off. Glad we got rid of him. Hey, Big B Henley. Hey, it's on y'all now, man, over there in Pittsburgh, man. I'm laughing at you. But yeah, like I'm saying, man, go get you some George Pickens. That guy is an animal. High pointing the ball, route running, getting down the field. Man, guy has hands out this world. We've seen amazing Odell Beckham-like catches from this guy. This is coming into his second year, man. He's been building over there in that system. He's ready. I'm ready. I already got me some George Pickens, and I'm going to get some more. Hey, man, check it out. Those are your receivers that I think are going to have breakout years in their second year. We're going to talk about one tight end, and we out of here, man. That tight end is going to be Dalton Kincaod. That's right. Listen, they lost a lot of pass catchers. Gabe Davis over there in Buffalo. They lost Stephon Diggs. Kincaid was a staple in that offense for Josh Allen going down the stretch last year. I don't see anything different. They're going to integrate him into that offense. I see a guy that can get up to 80 catches. That's right. 120 targets in that offense, if not more. Dalton Kincaid is going too low. If you can get him and it's before his ADP and you need a tight end, I feel comfortable grabbing Kincaid. Hey, you heard it from the soup, man. Kincaid will be the man in this second year. Those are your second year breakout players for the year 2024. You heard it from the soup, man. Come check me out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. It's Hot Soup Fantasy Football, and I'm out.